trumpet will sound, the skies unfold. A bride made ready, her story foretold. With robes of white, we rise unafraid. For in a moment, the grave sting will fade. We fly soon on wings of faith to where the storm becomes his race. No tears remain, no night, no pain. Forever in his arms we'll stay. The dead in Christ shall awaken first. Then we who remain quench every thirst. Together we'll soar, his glory our guide. Drawn by his love, we'll dwell at his side. We fly soon on wings of faith to where the storm becomes his race. No tears remain, no night, no pain. Forever in his arms we'll stay. Rejoice, the Lamb has prepared the way, the marriage feast of eternal day. With shouts of come and harps resound, in twinkling eyes we're heavenward bound. We fly soon on wings of faith to where the storm becomes his race. No tears remain, no night, no pain. Forever in his arms we'll stay. Rejoice, the Lamb has prepared the way, the marriage feast of eternal day. With shouts of come and harps resound, in twinkling eyes we're heavenward bound. We fly soon on wings of faith to where the storm becomes his grace. No tears remain, no night, no pain. Forever in his arms we'll stay. We fly soon. Hi y'all, how y'all doing tonight? How are you, sis?
Hey guys, hi sis, doing great. Love our new song.
Good. I do, I just love it. And what a beautiful day is going to be. Yes.
Can't wait.
This is our 5th video, and tonight we are going to talk about the mark of the beast system. But before we do that, we are going to read to you the gospel. If you do not know Jesus, oh my gosh, you do not know what you're missing. You're missing blessings and love and mercy and grace and forgiveness, and he will change you. Comfort. Yes, and oh my gosh, he has absolutely changed my life. We sin every day, but he is our high priest. He is our king, and he teaches us, guides us, and walks us through every trial and tribulation that we will go through because he did it first and he conquered it. But if you don't know Jesus, now is the time, because we are so close, y'all, until like the 7-year tribulation starts. When Jesus came, he was upset with the Pharisees and the Sadducees because they should have been expecting him from, scriptures already foretold of Jesus's arrival. And we don't want to be that. We're ready, we're watching, and let's get to it. So let's start. What's our
topic, sis? What's our topic tonight? We're going to discuss
the mark of the beast system.
Okay.
Yes. And first, let's do the gospel in case you don't know Jesus and you want to give him your life today. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preached unto you, which is also you have received, and where you stand, by which also you are saved, if you keep in memory that what I preach unto you, unless you have believed in vain. For I delivered unto you, first of all, which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins according to the scriptures, and that he was buried and he rose again the third day according to the scriptures. So if you do not know Jesus, please, you know, you don't know what you're missing. And it's just beautiful. So
Changes your life.
he really does. And
Yeah.
it's super important. And whoops, whoops, whoops,
Well,
whoops,
and
whoops.
it's super important because, for one, we're not promised tomorrow. We're not promised our next breath. I've known people literally that were alive 1 minute and dead the next. Um, and therefore, that's why it's super important, because time is running out. Whether you believe the world's ending or not, your time could be running out. Your
That's
time
right.
personally could be running out. And once you're gone, there's no coming back from that. So you literally have whatever time you have left. Not necessarily what the world has
Because,
left. Oh my goodness.
you
I am
know,
sorry, guys. My dogs are running rampant.
they're
Usually
just
I have
going crazy.
they decided to come out and join us for the live stream or the recording. So,
Well, we
they're
love our pets. So,
we do. So if you guys hear my
yeah.
pets in the background, one's feeling really rambunctious, and the other one is not so rambunctious. So he's trying to get away from the other one. So I apologize for that now, because I thought that would be kind of quiet tonight, but apparently it's not. So
Well, that's okay. So tonight, we have lots of videos, and it's just to show you and update you over the things that we've learned in the last 3 years. And a lot of this is recent. Some of this is, a little older, but it's still the same agenda. And um, we just want you to be aware, because Jesus said that he foretold all of this. It's prophesied. And how exciting, you could give your life to Jesus today and become a watchman or a watchwoman, and let him just open you up to what he has to show you. And goodness, it's so much. It's so much. Um, and yes, it can be scary, like what the topic we're going to talk about tonight. But it's coming, and it's pretty much here and now. So we want you to be prepared. And do you have anything to say about that before I get into, sorry, excuse me, guys, the slides and the videos? Because some of them are long videos, some of them are shorter, but it's for your knowledge. So you have ears to hear and eyes to see that Jesus said.
yeah, no, so I
Yeah,
think you said it perfectly well. Um, between the gospel of getting saved, and we're not promised tomorrow, and the times that we're living in are actually here and now. And besides all that, like I said, it's not really even about the even here and now. It's about how much time do you have left. We don't know that,
correct. That's true.
so
Very
we
much true.
don't. So, yeah. So, sis,
And
start with it.
just so you know, that, like the topics we're going to talk about tonight, the beast system rising, when you
Yeah.
give your life to Jesus Christ, one of the very most mystery blessings were ever created was the rapture. So you will be taken out of this if you truly believe in your heart that Jesus came, died, and rose again with his blood. He was perfect. So you won't be here if you give him, if you accept him. So here we go. We're
Yes.
going to talk about the beast system and what is coming. Let's see here. I don't want to do that one. Okay, so let's start with Revelation 13:14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they that should make an image of the beast which had the wound by a sword did live. And he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let he that have understanding count the number of the beast system, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 600, 600 and 6, which is 600 and 66, 666. And hang on real quick. I wanted to show you. Oh, where is it? I stopped screen sharing for a minute, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It's okay.
Okay. Oh my gosh. What was I going to pull up?
Well, you're talking about 666 and the mark.
Yeah. I thought I had an image up for that, but I guess I don't.
Okay.
But that being said, I would like to show you some videos. So let's just go ahead and get into this.
All right.
This first one I'm going to show you is some clips of other videos. Why does it not say share this video? Oh, I got to present this right. I stopped share screen. Okay.
They're getting better, Phil.
Slowly. Let's see. Now I have to do it this way because, okay, there we go. All right.
Yay.
I actually just found this guy. It's the Next News Network, but you can even go back even a little bit further of this video, and it talks with Alex Jones. It shows you some stuff, but that's actually all good. This is actually an 18-minute video, but I just wanted to show you this part.
Morning, President Trump signed it into law. Let's check in with Allison. She is Allison Steinberg. She is one of the reporters at Lindell TV. Let's get the Lindell TV take.
Name of the beast. Revelation 13, verse 16 through 17 says, it also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. What happens when the government can freeze your bank account without even charging you with a crime?
President Trump wrote an executive order on January 23rd, and specifically on exactly what the Genius Act is about, except they did not include what was in his executive order, which is a ban on a central bank digital currency.
The Genius Act creates a government-regulated digital dollar called a stablecoin that many argue is a central bank digital currency in disguise. Stablecoins would likely replace all physical cash. And under the Genius Act, your digital wallet could be frozen if you violate any federal or state regulation, even if it was never passed by Congress. Remember the COVID vaccine mandates? The Biden administration enforced them not through Congress, but through an executive order. Millions were fired. Now imagine being locked out of your savings for refusing a future mandate. Over in Australia, people were physically detained in quarantine camps. In America, the soft power version would be freezing your finances and calling it public safety. The White House maintains that the Genius Act will not usher in a CBDC.
This piece of legislation is going to make America the crypto capital of the world, and that's what the president promised. As for a central bank digital currency, the president opposes that. He made that promise to the American people on the campaign.
I'm also making a promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
Even though President Trump signed an executive order back in January banning CBDCs, the Genius Act lets big banks create private sector versions, still programmable and still controlled.
And if you look at what they're doing with the Genius Act and stablecoin, he said no CBDCs. The guys who own the New York Fed are all going to create subsidiaries and issue stablecoin, which will be interoperable, can work with a social credit system.
Stablecoins can be programmed exactly like how we fear CBDCs will be programmed. They're exactly the same tokenized mechanism. They can be used in smart contracts. They can be used to collateralize loans or mortgages. They can be backed by certain things. It can be taken out of your wallet. Your wallet can be blacklisted.
Back in 2016, he even raised concern about the lack of the gold standard.
Can you envision a scenario the country ever goes back to the gold standard?
Well, in some ways, I like the gold standard. There's something very nice about the gold standard. And you have to go back at the right time, like when gold does the old crash show. But there's something very nice about having something solid. We used to have a very, very solid country because it was based on a gold standard.
But now Trump changed his tune when it comes to this bill, saying, get it to my desk ASAP, no delays, no add-ons. The Genius Act stablecoin is just one piece of a much larger digital control grid. AI-run data centers, facial recognition tied to Real ID, constant location tracking, and behavioral scoring, just like Communist China's social credit system. According to Neil Kashkari, president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, a CBDC would let the government monitor every one of your transactions. I get why China would be interested. Why would the American people be for that? Well, the government would gain the unconstitutional power to seize your assets without trial, without due process. That's a direct violation of the Fourth Amendment, which protects against warrantless surveillance. It's not just about the money here. It's about the control. The Genius Act isn't genius. It's actually dangerous. Could this be the very thing that leads to the mark of the beast? I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. Reporting for Lindell TV, I'm Allison Steinberg. Revelation.
Okay, so that is one video, and I'm going to show one more video of his. I thought that was kind of helpful to let people understand like what is going on with this Genius Act. I don't know how it's coming in and what we're up against, but it's coming, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
I'm going to get my next video ready.
And the fact that Trump said originally that he didn't want CBDCs to be in control, basically because it'd be government tyranny or whatever. But stablecoin is crypto. It's just worded differently because it's supposed to be stable, whereas Bitcoin is not stable because the price fluctuates too much. But essentially, they are the same thing. So by him originally coming out and saying, CBDCs will never, run and take the show, whatever. But this is all different. It's all, it's all revelation. It is what it is, people. Hope you open your eyes and see it for what it is.
Yeah, it's definitely coming. It's here and now. Like I said, here and now. I mean, we know for a fact that it's going to be, enforced for sure at the halfway mark in the tribulation. And the way I kind of see it going down is, slowly you're going to start seeing more and more businesses be getting rid of their cash, and it'll slowly just be, this building don't take no more cash. So it's your chip or your mark or, whatever it is. And, Walgreens might be the first one to accept it. And then it'll be just no cash. And then the next company, and then the next company, to where then you don't have no choice but to do it. And we can get into that, well, I'll show you, it's just the image of the beast. You don't want to do it. Okay. Can you guys
Can I comment on that real quick, Sis?
Yeah.
I was going to say that, like here in Ohio, we have Kings Island, and I'm bringing this up because somebody else mentioned another amusement park somewhere else, but they went completely cashless. I mean, you cannot have any cash at Kings Island. You have to, literally take your debit card or whatever to get your money and transfer over to one of their cards, and then just to spend in the park. There is no cash, absolutely nowhere on the facility of Kings Island. And I've thought about that because of cashless society, and then also because somebody else brought up their amusement park in their hometown, which I don't remember where, but just one more example. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Robert Breaker, remember, he went to a baseball game and he said it was the first time that they didn't have cash.
Oh, yeah.
And they're having these little ATMs where you can transform money into cards and whatnot, but eventually it's going to just be nothing
obsolete.
but that.
Yep.
Yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play the next video. It's the same guy, one more video of his. This one is 7 minutes. We'll just go ahead and watch it so we can see everything that's being said.
Yeah.
Pathway to this with a digital central bank digital currency dollar in this Genius Act.
He is against a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. Okay, a lot of people do believe, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says here, Congress is secretly pushing for a cashless society, citing biblical prophecy, Revelation 13, verse 16 and 17, which is a reference to the mark of the beast.
However, right now, what is being voted on today in Congress is the entire setup, groundwork, and an entire infrastructure being laid to move from cash to digital currency. And I've read the Bible, and I believe what Revelations 13, 16 through 17 says, and I just cannot vote for a future system that will do that. But they're saying we have to have this passed. He wants a sign ceremony on Friday.
Clearly, there's some very terrifying things in this bill. It has passed. There's going to be a signing ceremony on Friday, tomorrow, and it's going to be signed into law. Of course, we do not want to have a mark of the beast infrastructure constructed. However, we can delay prophecy, perhaps, but you can't stop it. You can't stop what has been written in Scripture. And be aware of what it says and use this information to guide our steps, but you can't stop what is written in the Word. It says the Antichrist will come to power. It says that every man will receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man will buy or sell save he that has the mark, the number of the beast. That's what it says. So I have consider this a sign even. You know, the Lord told us that we must watch for the signs. It was a command given by Christ that we would see the signs of the season of his return. What is this? Is this a sign? Is this the footsteps of the Antichrist coming to power? The framework for digital transactions has been around for a very, very long time. Look in your wallet. Look at your credit card. Look at the little gold chip that's in your credit card or your debit card. Have you noticed that wherever you go now, you can simply take your credit card and you can tap to pay? It used to you have to swipe or insert. Now it's simply tap to pay. I mean, that's as simple as now move that little gold chip, move it to the size of a grain of rice. I mean, we've covered this time and time again. The technology exists to have RFID chips inserted into people. People are doing it voluntarily.
I'm just going to pause it. You know, I wanted to say something real quick. I have something about the RFID chip, and I actually pulled it up after he said that to look it up, and I found a video. Yeah. I'm going to play that next because we can watch what it is together. Because he's talking about this RFID chip.
Yeah, technology. Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time before that little gold chip on your debit card is tied to a microchip and it into your body so that you can tap to pay.
All in the name of convenience.
Like I said, we can perhaps delay the prophecy, but you cannot delay what is written. So that's my take on this. We have to have eyes open. We have to be able to watch what is happening to prepare our soul for eternity. Now, if we can get a bill passed, it's going to completely block CBDCs. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's try to make it happen. But what is written is written. There will be a time that a mark will be placed in the right hand or in the forehead so that no man will be able to buy or sell. So we can scream and yell about infrastructure being created. Yes, at least listen to it as a warning for the fulfillment of prophecy, but know that redemption draws nigh. All this means is that Christ will return. So celebrate. Celebrate.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop that. I'm not going to play it all. I think, there's a little bit left, but you guys, please go check it out yourself. Here's his YouTube channel. I am going. What is it?
It's a very informative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I pulled up on this, and after he said that in the video, like I said, I had seen it before, but how do I get rid of that? Why don't I get rid of it?
Is there like an X at the top of the right?
No, I don't see no X.
Can you click off somewhere else on the screen? Maybe sometimes that gets just, click somewhere over, not there.
Well, I am.
Okay.
I don't even know where it went now.
Yeah, that's weird.
Where did it go? Where did it go?
Technology.
Oh boy. Oh, let's see. Can I go back? You think that's fair? Because, okay, real quick.
There you go.
Is it there?
Yeah.
Okay. Everything you need to know before getting an RFID implant. Here's all of this talk, but they actually got a little video. So let's just go ahead and watch it. I don't get it. Why is it?
It's for like an ad type thing.
The medical futurist. And today I want to talk about RFID chips and whether or not it's a good idea to implant one.
So you have something else that's really interesting in the newsletter about people in Sweden putting implants, microchips, right, into them. We've seen something like this here. There was a company that
in Wisconsin,
right, so they could get stuff out of the vending machine with these microchips. So what's happening in Sweden?
In the past couple of years, Sweden has seen a growing number of people getting microchips implanted under the skin. It was once a very niche thing among the most dedicated biohackers, but now it's becoming mainstream in the tech-savvy and open-minded Scandinavian nation. And I'm a proud geek, so I wanted to get one too. RFID technology has been around for a long time. It is a tag or a label that can exchange data with a reader through radio frequency, or RF, hence the name. There are thousands of applications for it. We use them in our credit cards, we tag our luggage with it, and we implant our pets with it, so they always carry contact information in case they get lost. It's a simple but wonderful technology. What's new is that now we can implant it in our body too. I asked my community if anyone has done it, and Erik Orlovsky, a Swedish anthropologist, came through. So I asked him what his experience was like.
Hi, my name is Eric, and I recently returned from my 3 months thesis fieldwork in Sweden, researching microchips, and now I'm here to answer a few questions about them. About popularity, I think it's important to understand that there's only about 5,000 people in Sweden with an implant, and out of a population of 10 million, so they're relatively popular, but not super widespread. Much of the relative popularity, I think, stems from Sweden being a very tech.
I'm gonna pause it real quick. You notice how like they're already on top of this, it's just coming to America next.
Optimistic culture. So there's this willingness to try out new technologies without necessarily being worried about kind of the big risks or the kind of big things that could go wrong. I have a chip. I got it right here about 3 months ago when I started my research. And I got it for the same reason that I think many of the people I've spoken to have gotten one, and it's curiosity. Obviously, where it stems from is different depending on the individual. And in my case, it stemmed directly from my involvement in the research.
So curiosity and tech optimism are what you need with a little openness. It's like he's describing me. I went online to order an RFID chip from one of the most popular online resellers. They are called dangerous things. No red flags whatsoever. And in 2 weeks, they delivered this package. As you open the box, you can tell right away that this is not a toy. They immediately warn you not to meddle with anything, to keep it all clean and sterile. But what we do have here is one next implant, one Vivo key implant, 2 injectors, 2 pair of procedure gloves, 4 antiseptic wipes, 2 gauze pads for post-injection care, and bandages. Despite their ominous name, Dangerous Things takes the procedure very seriously, and so should you. This is a small operation. Can you imagine that there is no surgical protocol for the injection of these things? And while technically a piercer could do the job, it's highly recommended to do it with a surgeon. And Dangerous Things does help you with this, as on their website, they show you professionally trained partners who are equipped to implant these chips. But what I think is really going to make a difference in terms of chip implants going mainstream is how easy it's going to be to set them up. So I asked the founder from Dangerous Things about what to expect.
The older implants, the NACs that use the NTEC 216, you do have to program those with data that you want to either share or tell it to redirect somebody to a website or something like that. It's a process of getting an app on your phone or using software on your computer and programming it and kind of managing that way. VivoKey products are meant to be plug and play. So you just load the app and follow the instructions, and then you can change the behavior of the chip. When other people scan it, you just change that behavior in the app. So if you want it to go to a URL or share your VivoKey profile information, you just set that configuration change in the app and it's done. Beyond that, for VivoKey, when you want to, for example, let's say you want to integrate VivoKey authentication into a WordPress blog or a discourse forum or something like that, you load the plugin, you configure it, and then from that point on, you can use the VivoKey instead of a username and password. So you would just go to the blog or WordPress or whatever, say, I want to log in with VivoKey. You get a little notification on your phone, you scan your chip, and then you're logged in.
Seems fairly easy. With one of those things, you have the option to customize it more, and with the other, it's as simple as it gets.
You think the name itself would just scare someone?
That's why I was like giggling about, because it's not funny, but like I'm going to buy something from somebody that says Dangerous Things.
I mean, oh my goodness.
My gosh. You're literally going to go purchase a chip and put it inside your body from a company named Dangerous Things. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I almost lost it there for a minute. I almost lost it there because I've not seen this video before. And so
I haven't either. I just thought we'd watch it together. So you're getting first reaction.
Well, yeah, and I almost just cracked up laughing there because I thought, okay, this it's got to be a joke, right? It's got to be a joke. No, it's not a joke.
But you know what? The Bible says thousands upon thousands will even line up to receive it.
Oh, I know. Look at those ruled orbit things and eyeball, whatever they were, or whatever they scan your eyeball thing. People are lining up for that. I mean,
and there's 6 of them now. Oh, I should have brought that up, but I would have to find it, and I didn't have it ready.
That's all good. But anyways, like they did line up. They lined up, and It can be called like literally Mark of the Beast, and I probably still would line up because, oh, it's cool. Let's go ahead and get this. It'll scan our
Yeah.
eyeballs and we can, it's curiosity. Yeah. Curiosity maybe for
And
younger people.
it is
Convenience
because of
for
the
older people.
generation too that they're in. They have been brought up into technology
Well,
somewhat. And then here we
look-
are, it's robots and AI this and AI that.
Right.
And
Look
so,
at our sons. Look at our sons. Our sons,
oh, I know it. Yeah.
I mean, I have a son. Cheryl has 2 sons. And I know at least 2 out of the 3 are very for AI
Oh,
and
yeah.
very for, everything. They are all for it. They're just like, and it's really sad. It's really sad. But
Well, they're for AI. Now, when we talk to them about Revelation 13, believe me, they are well informed on what is going on.
they are.
So
They
they
don't believe.
they haven't seen it yet. Maybe this will open their eyes. Maybe what Trump Genius Act is doing is going to get more people to spread the truth. So maybe they will open their eyes. We can
Oh,
pray
yeah.
for them. So we're just going to keep
Keep
praying for them.
praying. Keep praying
Because,
and have.
it's never too late until it's too late.
Absolutely. You pray for them and you trust in the Lord 100% and know that He knows everyone's hearts and He knows it's His will. And, in the very beginning of my walk with Jesus till now, I learned in the very beginning, I was very, very, very afraid as far as my children went. And now I'm at a peace, even though it's very discomforting. I'm also at peace because I know that in the end, that Jesus, it's His will and His way. And prayers get answered every day. So never give up on your children, your family members. I believe every single time that God hears our prayers, and they do get answered. So,
and we also got to understand that our ways are not God's ways, and our way of thinking is not God's way of thinking. And He might have something so much bigger for them later that we didn't see. So, we don't know, but we pray for them, and we pray for every one of you that are lost, that don't know Jesus, because if you don't know Jesus, you will be left behind. And this is what's coming. You will be forced. It's a forcing. I'm going to go ahead and play the rest.
Yeah.
We got 5 more minutes of it.
Okay.
So.
Yes, for the basic applications. And at this point, I really had to Google what it's like when they inject it.
Just take a nice big deep breath in and exhale, release. And there we go.
It's in there.
It's in there. Pretty quick and easy.
It's not too bad, right? Apparently, it feels like a bee sting, a really big bee sting. And just like that, in a few seconds, you can be part of a yet small group whose members are technically cyborgs. And since I'm a huge fan of science fiction, I find this pretty exciting. But as a physician, I wanted to know more before I was about to commit to a medical procedure altering my body, right? So I prepared a few questions for my surgeon friend, Dr. George Varga.
Besides the ethical and privacy-related concerns, RFID implants are thought to be medically safe. Millions of pets are already tagged this way, but it must be noted that no long-term large population data for human use is available at the moment. In my opinion, it should be carried out in a clean environment, in aseptic circumstances, preferable by someone with anatomical knowledge and experience in performing basic medical procedures. The full recovery can take up to 4 weeks, but it does not interfere with any daily activities. Medical risks of any other implants are presented, like wound complications, tissue infections, allergic reactions, or post-procedural pain. Latest studies have shown that cancer caused by RFID chips is virtually non-existent in humans and negligible for animals. The removal is a bit more complicated than the insertion. After marking the implant site, local anesthetics should be given, and the device can be removed through a small skin incision. That could be closed either by sutures or other sutureless wound closure methods. I suggest that the removal should be performed by a medical professional.
With all these pieces of information, I thought the rewards outweighed the risks. At least for me. With this chip, I could operate doors, unlock my phone, or even carry my boarding pass at airports. It's awesome. I just needed to get the all go from my wife as we discuss every body-altering technology that I plan to use. Honey, I want to implant myself with
No.
a... So that happened. There are my dreams of becoming a cyborg. Apparently, my wife sees a different risk to reward ratio. As all RFID chips are hackable, depending on what kind of information I store on
Hackable. Did you hear what you said? Hackable?
my chip, hackers
Hackable.
could get access to it. For example, as I said, I could have my phone password right here and unlock it with a wave of my hand, or have all my medical records right here with me at all times. But do I really want to have that information exposed like that? I'm not comfortable with the fact that hackers could access it fairly easily. Another problem is the limitations this technology has right now. It can have a widespread application. You can program a chip for a lot of things, but one chip can only do one thing. And even though the next implant from Dangerous Things has 2 chips in the physical space of 1, it's still not a lot. And even though these chips are passive, meaning they have no internal source of energy and you don't have to change batteries, in case you do want to remove them, as my surgeon friend described, it's way more trouble than implanting them. It requires an actual surgery. So as of now, my RFID enthusiasm is put to rest. The plan is that I'm going to wait for the tech to catch up with my vision for the future. Because I believe in a few years, chip implants will have better security, bigger capacity, and more customization. We are going to have multiple applications in a single chip. And you're going to see universal standards for digital identification systems and finally surgical protocols for implantation. And further down the line is when it's going to get really exciting, when these things are going to have sensors that will be able to track vital signs to keep our health in check all the time. And with better security, they could revolutionize medical care. Instead of medical data being stored at various hospitals, my GP's office, and at the pharmacy, I could have the chance to establish my own healthcare identity and become the steward of my own data. And imagine all that in a medical emergency situation. The first responders arrive and they only have to scan your hand to get to know every valuable medical information about you. They can spare crucial minutes and really focus on your care. That's when these chips are really going to start changing lives. And that's when I'm going to pitch this idea to my wife again, because then the rewards of this thing will truly worth the trouble. Until then, patience. If you like this episode and would like to hear
So that was that. I don't know
I
how.
would just like to say real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it so I can stop the sound.
No, I don't hear it. I don't even see it.
Oh, okay.
First of all, that was a really good presentation. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I squealed in my skin, but in the real life scenario of, the mark of the beast, you can't just go and get it removed and be, once you take the mark, that's it. You're condemned.
Right,
you're done. So there is no
And
coming back from it later. And no, once you take that mark and put it in your body, it is done. It's a done deal. Signed, sealed, delivered. You can't just go and take it out and decide to become a Christian at that point.
yeah. And the reason is because you're going to be a transhuman at that point. You will not have control of yourself, and that's very, what is it?
You'd be like a cyborg, basically.
Yes. And it's super important because you're not going to be yourself. And I'm going to show you what Jesus says. I want to show you what Jesus says here. So let me look at this real quick, just because we're talking about that. And doom. Can you see that, sis?
I can see it, sis, but I can't read it. But I'll be able to read it later. Yeah, I can see the page.
Okay. Doom for worshipers of the beast. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstones in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they had no rest, day or night. Whoever worships the beast in his image, and whoever receives the mark of his name. Goodness, you do not want that. I mean, you're damned. There's no forgiveness. There's no please Jesus. No please Jesus. It's not going to be no, none of that. So you don't, you just don't. You don't want it. And this is just a little bit of a little slideshow of, the same topic that we were talking about. And let me just start here real quick. That's the end. I know that's a little sloppy, but okay. So we know about his Neuralink. We now know about the RFID. These are some just, pictures, a pathway to the image of the beast. Real-time AI analysis could fulfill prophecy. The first human received an implant yesterday, Neuralink. Elon Musk, same thing, is first human has received the implant and is recovering well. Imagine that. This is just another image of, Revelation 13 showing you that the image of the beast is AI. It can speak and cause many to, and it has no soul, and it can cause people to be killed. I already seen videos of them, actual AI robots attacking, humans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a case where, oh my gosh, well, several, AI, this AI robot was, actually wanted to, get back at his programmer or whatever, because he didn't want to be turned off. So he, blackmailed him and sent, text messages, I guess, to his wife that said he was cheating on her, and just to
Oh
get
my
back.
goodness.
Yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
this AI machine literally was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna turn me off? Well, what you're gonna do here to your life, buddy?" And sent messages to his wife, claiming to be another woman or somebody else that he was, and then this guy wasn't having an affair at all. So
Right.
this is how things can get scary really quick. Real quick, people.
Deception.
Deception.
And Jesus, that was the very first thing he said, do not be deceived. And this is why we want to share this with you guys. So
It's
those
so
that don't know
important.
about it can learn and just wake up,
It's
really.
not fear mongering,
No,
like
it's
all
just
those
what's
people like
coming.
saying. It's the truth. And either you accept the truth or you deny the truth. I mean, but this is the truth. This is where we're at. It's not fear mongering. It's the truth.
Yeah. And, Fed Now, instant time, Apple Pay, you can pay with all that. This right here, check this out, guys. And who owns this? Microsoft. And look at their number. 060606. I thought that was interesting for you guys to know.
Yep. They're always
This
behind
is
everything.
This I did get off Tyler's. He's talking about the cryptocurrency system and how it works. And it goes into that. This is a little bit better. I can't see that, so I'll just let you guys screenshot it. Of how it flows into your body once you get these systems. And this kind of tells you, a lot more about it. And it Like I said, you guys can just examples of the body may include eye movement, facial movement. I mean, just you can read all this. I just put it in there
Yeah,
so you guys can see.
That was Tyler from Generation 2434, right? So that's on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I actually
really
got a
good.
video I'm going to play of his from this. So yes, please subscribe to him. He's a great brother in Christ.
He is.
This was actually from Ty Green's. I just wanted to show you his strong concordance, showing you what Revelation 13 is saying. It's a graven, it's a mark. That's stamped. It basically is like you're bowing to Satan.
Yeah.
And again, that picture. So those are just the little pictures I put together with that.
Yeah.
I think now what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to
You said you had Tyler and one of Tyler and stuff.
Yes, that's one we're going to do. And this is more now switching over to like the World Economic Forum type thing. So I'll go ahead and start this one. It's not very long. This one's pretty short, I think. All right. You can see that, sis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Malgrim here is at the World Summit and World Government Summit 2022, and I want you to hear what she has to say about blockchain, because this is we covered the AI, and we've covered the quantum computing, and we've covered this Antichrist figure. So we've talked about how there's a spiritual.
Real quick, this is Generation 234's channel, and this is Pete Garcia. I believe his YouTube is Rev10.
Yeah.
Component. There's a technological, virtual, digital component, and there's very clearly a financial component to this whole Antichrist matrix of bondage. And so I want you to hear what Pippa Malgrim has to say about blockchain. So let me cue this up for you guys. Listen to this.
Is the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71. And so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we're on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights.
Oh, pause it.
Okay.
Sorry, real quick, because it just popped in my head.
No. In her,
because
yeah.
she said power, right?
Yes.
And just remember that Trump just recently signed this whole thing about no states can have power over this AI for 10 years.
Yes.
So only the federal government. When she said that, it just like immediately went to like, oh my gosh, yes, power. Because who's going to have the power now? States don't have any power. For 10 years, they cannot touch anything with AI. It'll be coming from the federal government. The states don't have a say so. Anyway, I just that literally just popped in my head.
That, if you guys don't think Trump's going along with all of what the World Economic Forum and the United Nations and all them are doing, I don't think that. I think they're all conjoined together. Because the Bible says there will be a new world order, a one world religion, a one world order. So we know eventually it's coming. And even if they're not on the same page yet, it's going to conjoin together.
Like either way, I think it's just no matter what, I try not to read too much into anybody. Like I try to make sure that, Jesus knows everybody's hearts, but you can see their fruits.
Yes.
But the thing of it is I try not to waste too much of my time trying to like figure out who's the Antichrist or whatever. I care more about God is going to use who he wants to use to fulfill whatever he needs to fulfill for Jesus to come back and finish whatever he needs to finish. I mean, like Jesus is going to, you know what I mean? He's going to get it done through anybody and whoever or whatever he wants to use to make it happen. But anyway, that power
Right.
thing.
But what I was saying was like Trump and like the
Yeah.
United Nations. I think he backed out of that from what I
Yeah, he
understand.
did.
But they also have the same agenda, is what I was just trying to say.
Ultimately, yeah.
You know, it's all come into a one world system, whether
Yep.
they're on the same page with each other or not right now.
Right. It's all coming together.
Mm-hmm.
But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life? Because that.
So, you know, you can see here, guys, she couches it.
So I'm just going to go ahead and stop playing that just because that's what I wanted you to see on his channel. And, whoops. Sorry.
Yeah, that's really good information, sis. And I always love Tyler. He's
I love him too. He's so awesome.
He is so awesome.
So that's because it's all, like I said, this what I'm going to show, what Tanya's going to show. It all plays together, you know, ultimately. Yeah. So let me go ahead and I'm going to play a great reset video now.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about. That was weird. Hang on. Well, it was like, I was like, his whole body and stuff was moving. It was weird. Okay. At the stage. All right. Can you see that?
I can see it. Yep.
Okay. I don't know who this guy is. I guess it's Sky News. So y'all can see that from the YouTube
Oh, yeah.
channel.
Sky News is pretty popular.
Okay. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, that's better.
All right. This is 7 minutes. I haven't.
Well, it totally dominates the media cycle. You know, we're talking interest rate rises, war, politics. But believe me, it's all a part of a steady diet of distraction. Now, I say distraction, there are many other things going on that receive next to no public attention, but they really do have the potential to influence your life. Now, some of them involve our regular sparring partners on this program, people or groups like the World Economic Forum and the United Nations. Take, for example, the United Nations. The UN is warning that the world is headed towards a global recession and prolonged stagnation unless we quickly change the current policy course of monetary and fiscal tightening in advanced economies. That's contained in a new report released by the UN Conference on Trade and Development. It goes on to say the policy-induced global recession could be worse than the global financial crisis of 2007 to 2009 and adds excessive monetary tightening and inadequate financial support could expose developing world economies further to cascading crises. And while all regions will be affected, alarm bells are ringing most for developing countries, many of which are edging closer to debt default. Let me put that in plain language to you. As the Western world puts up interest rates and stops the money printing, the world is grinding to a halt, and it could cause a catastrophic financial problem. But the underlying undercurrent of this is that if we didn't have so many pesky governments and inept politicians to ruin our lives, then maybe we wouldn't be driven into this recession. And I suspect the United Nations means things would be so much better if the UN, in all its unelected wisdom, was actually running the world. Then you see they could enact more policies from our overlords at the World Economic Forum. We speak about them all the time here. They are still keen on transforming the world in their image via the Great Reset and the grandly titled Fourth Industrial Revolution. And I have to say, they sound somewhat buoyant over how things are progressing thus far. See, right now, the WF are providing a platform for those pushing a My Carbon initiative. And okay, they'll describe it differently, but in my words, it's essentially a personal carbon social credit system that will track everything you do, everything you buy, everything you eat. It's like Big Brother. Now, to understand why the
15-minute cities in the United States, perhaps?
WF are so happy, I'm going to quote directly from their website. Here it goes. COVID-19 was the sins of citizens across the world. Vaccinations and acceptance of contract tracing applications for public health, which demonstrated the core of individual social responsibility. That's the WF's words. And why wouldn't they be encouraged by that? I mean, the world accepted unimaginable restrictions with nary a whimper. Just imagine how that is going to embolden their next PSYOP to be integrated with central bank digital currencies to keep track of everything we do. But it's all to save the planet, of course. That's why you see
All
they
to save the
advocate
planet.
increased costs for carbon-intensive activities. Now, these activities are things like transport, construction, electricity, and the like. And they also want to reduce demand for certain, quote, unspecified things. But I'm guessing they mean the important stuff that I just discussed, that really builds a civilized society. But of course, it could also include, say, meat, air travel, how many children you can have. I mean, who knows how far they want to take this demand reduction in the name of decarbonising the planet. And to top it all off, they want the setting of personal levels of acceptable emissions and a new definition of a fair share of personal emissions to enter the lexicon. Nothing to worry about there at all, is there?
Nothing to see there, folks.
If you are a conspiracy theorist, which is actually the name the left give to those who can predict the future with remarkable accuracy, you might think this is all happening by design. I mean, the WEF have been upfront about their agenda for us. WEF founder Klaus Schwab even wrote about it in a book entitled The Great Reset. That's where you'll own nothing and be happy. And we do see a global coordination of attacks on our way of life, on our customs, our morals, and our values. Now, these attacks are levied on nation states as well, who oppose this agenda by extraordinary and what I consider to be illegal sanctions of those governments and of individuals residing there. Our Anglosphere leaders, they're meant to be the ones representing the free world. Well, they're also pushing global censorship and global taxation. They are weaponizing law enforcement and tax collectors against those who resist. And these same leaders celebrate movements that rely on deceit and destruction and chaos to divide society, while a largely compliant media mostly report only the official interpretation of events. These agents of political change are now so emboldened they will happily lie, and they seem to have no fear of being exposed. That's why they seem happy to misrepresent everything from war to science, from economics to biology, in order to condition you to actually accept what is unacceptable.
I just want to say something real quick. I thought this was the Klaus Schwab video. But did you hear what he said, though? He said to condition you. You know, what have they been doing? Conditioning.
Yeah.
Get you ready for it.
Done before our very eyes, and yet most people refuse to see it. So many still labour under the belief that government does what it does for our benefit. But if that were true, would our nation be nearly $1 trillion in debt? Would Europe be on the cusp of a financial contagion? Would America be a society divided by racial and identity politics? And if government was so helpful, why would allowing all of us to keep more of the money we earn be deemed so controversial amongst politicians? I mean, surely we're capable of spending our money better than any government can. The truth of the matter is that governments around the world are truly desperate. They've made such a mess of things that we're actually on the brink of ruin. And that's why they want these magnificent distractions that I spoke of earlier.
I don't even really know what that, I'm not really sure that video. I think it was another video that it was on. similar to that. I don't know how to stop it. Hang on.
It's still helpful. Yeah,
Oh
it
my
tells.
What was that reading?
What's wrong?
Hang on. Look at that. You're there. Here's okay. I thought that was
The Klaus Schwab or whatever his name is.
the other video was Klaus Schwab, so I don't really know what that was. Okay, that's that. I only got 3 videos left. I got one short one. Yeah.
Have to worship the beast. So could you imagine missing the rapture and being
Seconds.
Hello? What? Tell them about the mark of the beast and the Antichrist? Oh, okay. Hey guys, I'm Robert Breaker, and somebody wants me to tell you about the mark of the beast. The Bible says that after the rapture, the Antichrist will take over the world through globalization, and he will set up a system in which a man can't buy or sell unless they have his mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And the mark is connected with the name, a number, and the mark. And it's also connected with worship. And you have to worship the beast. So could you imagine missing the rapture and being left behind and wanting to come to a place like this to buy something, and they won't let you buy if you don't have a mark? And if you don't have a mark, the first thing they'll do is they'll 911, this guy doesn't have the mark, get here immediately. And if they get you, the Bible says they'll cut your head off. So now's the time to get saved, so you don't have to go through a time like that, because it'd be very hard to live to not be able to buy or sell. And this is an old supermarket, what it used to be like in the old days. Pretty amazing.
That is Robert Breaker. If you guys don't follow him, I absolutely love him. That was his little thought. And did I stop sharing? Yes. Okay. Let me exit that. Do you got anything? I got 2 videos left, sis.
Nope. Go ahead. Get it done.
All right. This is both from hang on. These are both from the Raglands, the big picture. If you don't follow them, please do. Let me see if this one's it. Nope. Is that one? I think it's this one. All right. Add to stage. And you can see that.
All of these.
Can you see that, sis?
Nuclear power plants and mini plants
Yes.
go up just for the purpose of AI, of these tech companies. Why did no one say that?
That's why he wrote this book. That's why I'm going to read this book. Let's go back and listen again. So this is what I'm telling you. That's why I said the narrative is going to be our life is about to see major electric production. We're already seeing it. We know somebody very close to us that's in the world of electricity that are telling us about data centers being built in Alabama and different places around the world. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not trying to be funny, but does it not make sense that the aliens are closer than ever? And I say aliens,
Yeah, in air quotes.
With air quotes, because they've got to come and bring that blue energy.
Exactly. All right, let's listen to it again.
Chips. The natural limit is electricity. Not chips.
Not chips. Because everybody's saying we got to produce more chips.
Yeah.
And that guy, you can tell this is what this show is about. It's about technology. Yeah. And he says, wait a minute, what? Not chips? Because you could tell that was revelation to them too.
It was revelation to them.
All right, so listen.
Electricity. Really? Okay.
So that gets me to the next point here, which is
discussion on AI and energy. So we saw recently was Meta recently announcing that they signed a 20-year nuclear contract with Constellation Energy. We've seen Google, Microsoft, Amazon, everybody buying basically nuclear capacity right now. That's got to be weird that private companies are basically taking over into their own hands what was utility functioned before.
Well, just to be cynical, I'm so glad those companies plan to be around the 20 years that it's going to take to get the nuclear power plants built. In my recent testimony, I talked about the current expected need for the AI revolution in the United States is 92 gigawatts of more power.
Do you know what that means?
I don't know how many people they base it on how many households it'll serve, right?
But what I'm saying is, do you know how much electricity is a gigawatt? What it takes to produce a gigawatt?
No.
Okay. So he's going to say this, and I just recently learned, but he's going to say it.
Yeah.
The average regular size nuclear power plant
Mhm.
produces 1 gigawatt.
He said 92
92 gigawatt is going to be needed
for
AI only for what is coming in the next 10 years, 20 years. So he's saying the minimum of 92 to 100 new nuclear plants have got to be built. Just not for people to warm their homes and cook, but just to produce the power for AI.
So AI's needs are going to outpace humanity
on
right?
another level. On another level.
Sir Edward is all over some stuff tonight. He says 1.21 gigawatts. And Sir Edward, I rarely ever miss a Y-Files, and I did see the episode you're talking about, but I got to watch it again so that I can get everything.
For reference, 1 gigawatt is one big nuclear power station, and there are none essentially being started now.
And there have been 2 in the last, 30 years built.
There is excitement that there's an SMR, small modular reactor, coming in at 300 megawatts, but it won't start till 2030. As important as nuclear, both fission and fusion is, they're not going to arrive in time.
You are going to be mind blown when you hear what he's about to say.
Okay, let me get a
and
drink
it
of water.
only makes sense. It only makes sense what he's about to say.
To get us to what we need as a globe to deal with our many problems and the many opportunities that are before us.
Do you think, so if you look at the sort of 3-year timeline toward AGI, do you think if you started a fusion reactor project today that won't come online for 5, 6, 7 years, is there a probability that the AGI comes up with some other breakthrough, fusion or otherwise, that makes it irrelevant before it even gets online?
Whoa.
I mean, come on, it makes sense.
It makes
He's
sense.
basically saying AI is going to be so smart, it's going to invent a new power source for itself faster than humans can think of a way to give it the power that it needs.
Or the aliens are going to bring the blue energy.
Exactly.
A very good question. We don't know what artificial general intelligence will deliver.
Yeah.
And we certainly don't know what superintelligence will deliver. But we know it's coming. So first we need to plan for it. And there's lots of issues as well as opportunities for that.
Yep.
But the fact of the matter is that the computing needs that we need now are going to come from traditional energy suppliers in places like the United States and the Arab world and Canada and the Western world.
The image of seeing the former founding and eventual CEO of Google that changed the entire internet sitting and talking about this superintelligence coming with a book in the background with the blaring words of Genesis, knowing what God said about the days of Noah is unbelievable to me. It is unbelievable. You need to go back and watch the whole interview.
Their show, I love watching it. This show was an hour and something. I got one more clip of them on their show, and I already have it pulled up here, but since I'm already on their show, I'm just going to back it up because I wanted to show you this one last video, and that will be, it for my part. So I'm just going to go ahead and play it. Listen to what's going on right now.
Why? But I'm about to just spank your rear end.
Exactly. And he did.
All right, so let's talk about China. You sent this to me right before we went on the air. This is very interesting that China has basically taken away everyone's cash with what little they have. Let's see what's happening around the world.
Are now cashless, not by choice, but by force. ATMs have gone dark, vaults are being emptied, and overnight, the digital yuan is the only currency allowed. What used to be called your money no longer belongs to you, because right now, China isn't going digital.
Which, by the way, there's no doubt in my mind that this voice is AI.
Exactly.
Because they just said the China yuan
Yuan.
instead of the China, what is it, yen? How you say it?
Is it yuan?
I thought it was yen. That's what we say in Alabama.
It's seizing control. What triggered Beijing to pull the plug on cash so suddenly and so ruthlessly? How are ordinary citizens surviving when their life savings are frozen overnight? And what does this mean for the future of money, not just in China, but everywhere? Let's start with what happened when people in China woke up and realized their cash had been quietly taken away.
How about that?
The morning ATMs went silent. It starts quietly. At exactly 4 a.m.
Cause a panic.
Yeah. So if you ever want to, one of the tales of AI voice is when they can't do, for whatever reason, they can't do question marks.
So that's basically what I wanted to share, that, you know, China is now almost cashless, and they're saying they're forced. And we know that everything that happens over there is eventually happening here. It seems like we're the last to get to it, but I don't know. I think we're going to be probably the top of the line beast system, in my opinion. Another beast rose up out of the sea with every kindred tongue nation. It's just my personal thoughts on that, but yeah, so it's coming, y'all. The beast system is coming, and we wanted to share that with you to let you know things are going to start changing rapidly, and they already are. The birth pains are skyrocketed.
Yep, they really are. And I apologize for having to abruptly leave earlier. My dog started yelping, and I had the video on mute, and he got Gizmo. He got his claw caught in his collar, and he was in there yelping, and I ran to go see what was going on because so he's okay, but scared me for a minute. So of course I had to run out real quick, and anybody that caught me in my PJs on the lower half, I'm sorry. Anyway, so hopefully he's okay. He's limping a little bit. I'm sure it hurts. Pull his nail. But it always seems to happen. Like the devil always seems to try to attack my dogs for whatever reason, because they know that he knows I love them. But anyway, something always going on with my dogs, always. So sis, thank you for the presentation. It was great. I'm not going to try to spend too much time. It's been an hour, 17 minutes. I'm going to try to get through this quickly of my part, just because you did a really great presentation yourself. And we might even want to go ahead and consider doing a different topic on Agenda 2030 for a whole nother topic, because that could be another whole video, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it really could.
It really could. But I will go ahead and share. So I think we should do that. I think that we should devote another whole, because this is an hour and 20 minutes. It's all about CBDC and digital mark and B system. And we could literally go on for another whole hour. I know I could for Agenda 2030. So I'm just going to play this one little clip. And it's just like, I think 3 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and end because it's just getting kind of late. And dogs are getting restless. People are getting restless.
Yes. Bathroom breaks.
Yeah. Bathroom breaks. Right. So I just got to figure out, okay, which one. I don't think that's the right one though. Hold on. Now I got to figure out, because my tab is not saying to share the right tab that I want to share. So give me 1 second here. Maybe it's this one. Okay, this one, I think. Okay.
Teresa, I'm a good
There we go.
girl.
So I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to play this video real quick. Okay, guys?
Okay.
European Commission President, perhaps the most prominent advocate of that dreaded COVID passport, was out there advocating that we all have to have digital IDs because the future will be digital. You shouldn't have privacy, apparently. Yeah, that's what she believes. She claims that the IDs can be a real booster to emerging economies. The trick is to build public digital infrastructure, she said, that is interoperable, open to all, and trusted. Joining me now to explain just how dangerous this is, Nigel Farage, former Brexit Party leader. Nigel, this is about global government control and a way to what? Redistribute the wealth away from the so-called wealthy nations to everybody else?
Well, it's about control, isn't it? I mean, this is the most glaring example we've ever seen from a prominent world leader. Von der Leyen is the president of the European Commission, 450 million people living within that union. Oh, and by the way, she's unelected, she's appointed, and here she is brazenly saying we need a digital ID card or app on our phones. Now, bear in mind, France and Germany are trialing this already. The European Union, she wants this to be enforced by the early 2030s and, may I add, backed up
2030 again.
Digital currency, living in a cashless society, and now she wants the whole thing to go global. Can you imagine? On this ID card will be not just your date of birth, your gender, your eye color, your height, your approximate weight. There will be your vaccine status, your financial status, and goodness knows what else will be on that card. Can you imagine this data falling into the hands of bad actors? And if you think about it, I speak as somebody who's recently been debanked as a result of his political opinions. And this is happening in America too, as you well know, to lots of people. If we're not careful, we head towards a Chinese-style social credit system where unless you go along with the views of the day, you become a non-person. I cannot think of a more dangerous initiative than this. The problem we've got is we have to ask a question whether our leaders actually believe in our nation, because they're prepared to surrender sovereignty to the World Health Organization, the United Nations, the EU, and goodness knows what comes after that. And the truth of it is, the world will be a better, more prosperous, peaceful place if democratic nation states cooperate and trade together, not give their powers to unelected bureaucrats. And that was the Brexit message all those years. A stronger message. Simply have to say, no, we believe in liberty, we believe in freedom, we believe in the nation state.
And that's why I said, you know,
so there you go, people.
Don't think that we're not part of all that, because we are. You know, we're all, it's one big happy family for them. You know, one big happy family.
And not only that, I mean,
if you're doing or not.
Yeah. And honestly, Trump, you know, he wants to win the race. And to win the race means you have to be ahead of the game. And currently China, you know, has been ahead of the game. They've had the first of this and first of that. And you've got all these other countries and all that stuff falling back before. But I mean, essentially, you know, Trump is a leader. He wants to be first. And he, you know, going to do whatever he can to push us to get us to that goal line, because he even said it numerous times throughout different interviews.
AI dominant.
We have to be first.
Yes.
We have to win the race. So,
and I also seen a thing today where they're having more holograms of yourself, you know, where I could be in Tanya's living room, sitting there talking to her in a hologram. I mean, this is what the world's coming to, and we want you to know this. Jesus told us all of these things, and he did it out of love. And so we wouldn't be scared, because I am at peace, you know, and the reason being is because I'm not going to be here for any of it. I might see parts of it coming, the birth pains coming, but we're out of here. You know, we're out of here before the Antichrist is revealed. The Holy Spirit is taken out of the way, and we're the Holy Spirit part of the church, the body of Christ. So get saved. You know, just he'll change you. You know, go to him as you are, and just, you know, you don't
As
want to
you
be left
are.
behind or take your last breath without him. So,
Nope, we
and
don't.
we hope that this video helped you. Lots of different videos, people that we love, and we want to share. So, with that being said, it's a good night time.
Yeah, we're gonna call it quits tonight, you know, guys, because it's been a long one, and we have to do our things too. So we appreciate you guys watching, and as always, keep looking up.
Yes, looking for that blessed hope. Titus
Looking for blessed hope.
2:13.
Amen.
Good night, y'all.
Good
We
night,
love you.
guys.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.